Owen will be back and filming next week, which is great news, and at least for now it seems like he's made a speedy and full recovery. The second piece of news came today in an exclusive from Deadline, where Marvin James III has officially been cast as Tombstone. Now we can go ahead and add him alongside villains like Scorpion that we already know are in the film. However, keep in mind that certain industry insiders like Daniel Rickman have indicated there is a villain that no one has guessed yet, and that's where we pick up today, with the latest update coming from a trusted industry insider source that indicates Marvel Studios is not only going to revert Hulk to the Savage Hulk form, but go even one step further than that. We're breaking it all down, this latest update, and what it means for the future of the character, not only in Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, but for that rumored World War Hulk film that could still be in the works for Phase 7. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. Actually, we just had an absolutely banger week. If you haven't already, this is the last video and last chance to be entered to win for the giveaway for the PS5 for Marvel Zombies, which drops tonight. Again, all you gotta do be a sub, leave a comment if you want, stick around at the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this latest update comes from industry insider Alex Perez. Over at the Cosmic Circus, we re-report on their editorial all the time. They are constantly issuing updates to Q&As. This is from the last one. Also, when we say Savage Hulk here at the channel, I've noticed some comments where you guys are quite curious about the distinction of Savage Hulk. It's just another way of saying the Green Hulk form that you're used to, say from the first Avengers film. When he's in Hulk form, he's a lot less reasonable, extremely angry, that kind of thing. That's also Savage Hulk, so when we talk about Savage Hulk, it's not some different form than say like Worldbreaker Hulk, or they have the Heart of the Monster Hulk, which we'll talk about during this video, as that's where things may be going down the road. But for now, Savage Hulk is just base level Green Hulk. Avengers 1, the last we saw him was Thor Ragnarok, and then he got put into Professor Hulk form. Now that said, industry insider Alex Perez is saying they're gonna go a lot further. Not only are we getting Savage Hulk back, but this may be what he's calling, quote, his scariest form yet. And since they may even go one step further than that, and actually show Hulk kill someone on screen, which is absolutely insane and kind of reminds me of back to like the Edward Norton Hulk days, but that's what we've all been calling for. Speaking of which, I would say when it comes to the Marvel fandom, but really any fandom that now exists online, there are obviously a lot of division lines in which people do not agree across the fandom and even project to project, and you need go no further than any YouTube comments to see just this very same thing. No matter what opinions I issue during a video, there are people who disagree, and that is totally okay. But I think one thing that we can all come together on, one thing that is unified across the entire Marvel fandom, is that Marvel absolutely did the Hulk dirty during the end of the Infinity Saga, and it was like really the last thing we wanted to see. Now, several times we've explained this in the last year that the Russos depowered the Hulk specifically to sort of eliminate what they called a catch-all, where they thought it was hard to write a story that had stakes if the Hulk could simply beat everybody. Well, I think that's a little silly now in the face of the current characters in the landscape of the MCU, with characters like Sentry, Captain Marvel, how powerful Doctor Doom is gonna be right when he arrives on the scene, and even characters like Eternity, Galactus, and Franklin Richards showing up in the last couple of phases. So we have power crept way beyond just a Hulk that can smash everybody. And it seems like that's what they're going to do in Spider-Man Brand New Day. They're going to use that film to revert him to Savage Hulk, which we've already talked about a couple of ways that could happen during the film if Mr. Negative ends up being the quote-unquote secret villain and it's not Hulk, which I actually think it is. That's where everything's gonna culminate in the third act, and it doesn't matter that we just did that with Red Hulk and Brave New World. They won't be comparable. It'll be a totally different thing. Okay, maybe you won't and it'll just be two different color Hulks, but I'm going with it. Cause man, what I really want to see is Spider-Man and Punisher teaming up against an absolutely ridiculous power level Savage Hulk. That sounds like the third act. Effect, just make that the whole movie. In fact, give us 20 minutes of that. Just upload it already. I'm ready to watch. The other way this could have gone down was because of Sentry in New York that could have caused Bruce to enter the void and reverted everything, and that's what would bring out an extremely angry Hulk still. It doesn't matter how they do it, but what it's setting us up for is having a Savage Hulk in Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and if he stays on that path, becoming so powerful that we can get that World War Hulk movie, where we can see something like a Worldbreaker Hulk. Now, World War Hulk, Worldbreaker Hulk, not the same thing, and honestly, the chess pieces are so far from being in the right spots to set up either of these. We would need the Illuminati to banish Hulk to space, which we kind of already saw him left. Obviously, with the World War Hulk storyline at Scar, they've already introduced elements of that. I'd say we're pretty far from either, but it's that World Breaker Hulk form, the one where he steps off of his spaceship and completely breaks off the eastern seaboard. kills the Fantastic Four, basically kills everybody. That's the kind of Hulk that I'm trying to see. There's plenty of room for it. We've got such powerful characters and Omega level mutants in the MCU right now. You can absolutely turn Hulk's power set all the way up. I'm for it. And so what I'm wondering if the Russos haven't looked online in the last 5 years and seen everybody's again united disgust with where they left Hulk. They're basically not only the Infinity Saga, but we never got a revert. We've literally just had Professor Hulk the entire time throughout the multiverse saga. Man, not only did they just give that to us, we got stuck with him for the whole time. It's time to go back, and that's exactly what they're doing. And I think finally we're gonna get some sort of powerful, savage Hulk in his own right. And man, wouldn't it be hilarious if they left him on the sideline to specifically cue him up, like I said, having looked on social media for the last 5 years and seeing what we've been saying online and been like, cool, we'll give you that rematch you were looking for. Hulk versus Doom. Hulk completely powerful at the end of this, and then we can get him as a villain somewhere for a World War Hulk storyline post-Avengers Secret Wars once he's defeated Doom and the singular timeline has been remade. And I gotta be honest, Hulk as a villain is never not appealing to me. There have been villainous forms like Maestro Hulk and others that totally could play out in the MCU and have plenty of legs. I would say that's a pun, but I don't really see how. In the meantime, the other reason this is a huge deal, and I'm gonna come out and say it in case you've forgotten, is that in the next couple of movies we will be getting Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And nobody wanted to see Wolverine versus Professor Hulk the first time they went down. Lucid. There's a reason that they didn't actually let them fight in Deadpool and Wolverine. They were saving that moment for an Avengers movie when we get Avengers versus X-Men, like we're calling for in the upcoming Doomsday. And I know Hugh Jackman hasn't been announced, neither has Mark Ruffalo, but let's face it, there's a good chance the two of them are gonna meet up. And if it's post Spider-Man Brand New Day and we have a Savage Hulk, then that meetup can actually be paid off where the two of them are fighting for real instead of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine versus Professor Hulk, which I can, again, honestly say and across the fandom, nobody wants. Nobody wants that. I don't want that. You don't want that. They don't want that. No one wants that. Not a single person. Unless you want that, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Who's looking for Wolverine versus Professor Hulk?